Hello, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. Hope you are having a great day or night, no matter where you are. All right, so I want to talk a little bit more about the Lily and Jack Sullivan case. Lily 6, Jack 4 missing out of Lansdowne Station in Nova Scotia. Still no signs of the children. Still no definite on what happened to them. Mother is still not speaking out. According to them, it's because she's been asked not to speak to the public. I don't know if that's true. However, stepdad is still speaking to the public, still speaking to the press and the media, and still remaining at the house. He has now called for polygraph tests for himself and everyone else involved. So we'll see how that goes. Now, we know a lot of times, and I know what a lot of people are going to say, we know there's a lot of times that people insert themselves too much into a case, try to be too helpful, um, to try to make people believe that they are not involved or they have nothing to do with it. I'm not stating that that's what's happening in this case with the stepdad. I'm not stating that at all. But I do question the mother who has missing children who left for whatever reason. And when asked to speak, it's no comment. Nope, can't speak. So I'm not a big fan. I don't know. I'm not that doesn't give me a very good vibe. So, but I have some new information that may be relevant to what might have happened to Lily and Jack. Okay. So we're going to go through a few things. And then I'm going to get to the information that I believe may have something to do with what happened to them. Okay. So let's pull this up because seeing this video is what got me to start digging into another place. And the information that I found was quite crazy and might actually be very pertinent to what is going on and might also help explain why major crimes is not only involved still, but why they are not speaking out and not, you know what I mean? So let's get right into it. Before we get started, please do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. All right, so first let's play this. This was from Evil Exists. I got them all in order, ready to go. All right. Again, this is from Evil Exists YouTube channel.
Continue to dig into the case of missing siblings, Lily and Jack Sullivan, I continue to find more and more red flags. I personally don't believe the children wandered away from home on their own, and I don't believe they were abducted by a stranger.
I don't need.
It's clear police don't believe they were abducted either. In this video, we will discuss what a neighbor had to say. This neighbor lives 500 feet away from the house where the children allegedly vanished from. I actually think this person meant 500 meters, and not feet, because that would align with the neighbor's house. Looking at a map of the area, this is the closest house. It is approximately 1-minute drive away, or a 6-minute walk away, which aligns to about 450 meters. I believe this is the neighbor that has spoken out of Facebook, and shared the observations from a night or two before the children vanished. The post reads, I have to wonder if they will ever be found, let alone if we'll ever know the truth of what happened to them. They live 500 feet away from me. I didn't even know kids lived there at all. I thought it was a drug house. There's always cars there, and it's so odd to me, but I can't remember clearly if it was Wednesday or Thursday. But there were so many cars there on that particular day, that the driveway was full, and a car was even parked on the side of the main road. It was like 2 p.m. at latest. I remember driving past, judging them, thinking how they were probably in there sharing a crack pipe or whatever, and then boom, Friday, this all comes out. Like I'm in distress over it. This observation from the neighbor is actually very important, and I hope they have taken this information to the police. Online sleuths are now putting out other theories after hearing this information. Was it a drug party? Did the children get into the drugs and OD?
Okay. Now, keeping that post in mind, okay, let's go over here and listen to what the grandmother had to say. I don't want to get rid of that. I want to keep it up there. So let's get into this right here. Now, keeping that message in mind from the neighbor, let's listen to this again. Hold on. Looking ahead. Now, he said that was Wednesday or Thursday. There was a huge party there. He couldn't remember which day.
Another day goes by, and there is still no sign of Lily and Jack Sullivan. I spent most of the day digging into this case, using Google Maps to get a better picture of the area. For those of you who haven't seen the pictures of the property and yard, please go back and watch the video I posted earlier today. It clearly shows the yard in disarray, but one thing that is of utmost importance is the clear fencing around the entire backyard. Something else I want to share with you before getting into new information about the paternal grandmother is that the stepfather's brother and mother lived on the property, at the back of the yard, I believe. I would love to know where they were when the children vanished. They never spoke out to the media, but I saw a picture of the brother relaxing here while the search was going on.
Yeah.
We have got information that the biological father is on house arrest, awaiting a future court date. I will get into the reason for that a bit later, but his name is Cody Sullivan. Apparently, this is his mother,
Yes.
and the children's
So this
paternal
is his mother, the children's paternal grandmother.
grandmother, Belinda Gray. Belinda has been active on Facebook, talking about the children's disappearance and sharing some information that she had.
The kids were last seen Thursday night when they went to bed. They were heard playing in their room around 8:30 Friday morning. Mom and stepdad fell back asleep and woke up to silence. They couldn't find the kids and called 911 around 9:40. Search dogs couldn't find a scent past the driveway. Okay?
In response to a question on Facebook, Belinda replied, "The kids were last seen on Thursday night when they went to bed. They were heard playing in their room around 8:30 Friday morning. Stepdad went back to sleep and woke up to silence. They couldn't find the kids and called 911 around 9:40. Search dogs couldn't find the scent past the driveway." Who do we believe now?
Okay. Now, she talks about the kids last being in the home Thursday night, right? Last being seen in the home Thursday night. Now, I'm guessing she's getting this information from, the mother is my guess, right? The kids were last seen Thursday night. Okay. Now, taking that into account, whoops, let me get out of here. Taking that into account and taking the neighbors' information into account, about there being a huge party there either Wednesday or Thursday and it being a big drug house. Now, let me present something to you. Let me pull this up. And I'll tell you why I think it's relevant. Search warrant execution leads to more than 50 charges against 4 people. April 30th. Keep this date in mind. April 30th, 2025. Okay. This is when this was posted. This particular bust happened on April 24th. The Pictou County Integrated Street Crime Enforcement Unit executed a search warrant that resulted in 56 charges against 4 people and the seizure of firearms. On April 24th, as part of an ongoing drug trafficking and firearms investigation, the Pictou County Integrated Street Crime Enforcement Unit attended a residence on Gill Court in Pictou and executed a search warrant. 5 people were safely arrested. During the search, a quantity of heroin, prescription pills, and trace amounts of other drugs were found and seized. A handgun, a sawed-off shotgun, and ammunition for both were also seized. Several units assisted with the search warrant execution, including the Nova Scotia RCMP Emergency Response Team and Critical Incident Command, Pictou County District RCMP, Antigonish Guysborough Street Crimes Enforcement Unit, and Guysborough County District RCMP. Now, there was, these are the people that were arrested. Jamie Lee Jackson, Joseph Spears, Kelsey Whitewood. Anyway, let's go to the charges here. Facing charges of possession of heroin for purpose of trafficking and possession of codeine for the purpose of trafficking, several firearm offenses, and possession of property attained by crime. Each person is also individually charged with multiple other offenses with a total of 56 charges sworn. Jackson, Spears, and Whitewood had their first court appearance on April 25th at Pictou Provincial Court and were remanded into custody pending future court appearances. Lindblad was released by police with the first court appearance scheduled for July 7th. The fifth person arrested was released without charges. Now, some of you might sit there and say, why is this relevant, Christy? And I'm going to tell you. Let me share this with you. Let me share this with you here. Yeah. Oh, it gets crazier. Wait a second. I got to pull this up so I can show you. Give me just 1 second. I got to pull this picture up. Right here. Distance. All right. Now, let me show you this. This is from the same drug bust. And we're going to get into why this may be relevant towards Lily and Jack Sullivan case. Right here. 56 charges laid after Pictou drug bust leads to seizure of firearms. 4 people are facing a combined 56 charges after police seized drugs, firearms, and ammunition during a search at a home in Pictou County, Nova Scotia. The Pictou County Integrated Street Crime Enforcement Unit executed a search warrant at a residence on Gill Court on April 24th. Police say 5 people were arrested at the scene. A quantity of heroin, prescription pills, and trace amounts of other drugs were seized, along with a handgun, a sawed-off shotgun, and ammunition. Right? So there's the second one. Police say the 5th person arrested was released without charges. All right? Now, let me share this with you. The distance between that home that was raided and busted for the drugs and the guns and the pills and everything else to the home where the children went missing is 21 minutes. 21 minutes. Now we've had neighbors. Now we've had a neighbor come forward and say, this is a big drug house. This is a big party house. Either Wednesday or Thursday night, there was the driveway was full of people, right? Full of vehicles. Figured they were in there doing drugs. This is a common theme that happens in that house. Huge, giant drug bust happened a week before Jack and Lily came up, vanished, right? Now, we know they weren't in school Wednesday, and we know they weren't in school on Thursday. Okay? We know, well, we don't know for a fact, but there's been talk that this house, Jack and Lily's house, is a drug house, okay? Which is 21 minutes away from this major operation. 20 minutes away from this major drug operation for trafficking in the area, right? Now, let me go over here and show you guys this. Now, you know how I talked about the stepdad, and he had mentioned fighting for the kids. Fighting for the kids. He had mentioned that 3 times. So we're going to look at this.
Family only told CBC News police advised them not to speak to media.
I'm absolutely exhausted at this point after going through 6 days of virtual hell. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm just fighting for Lily and Jack.
Fighting for Lily and Jack. Now, there's another one where he's in the orange shirt where he mentions he's still fighting. And it's very interesting to me that could they have known the people that were, could they have been affiliated with the people that were arrested in this drug bust? Could they have been taken that night at the party when people were all drugged up? Could they have been sold to someone at that party? Could they have been traded to someone at that party? Or could somebody that resides in the home, in the Gairlock Road home, could somebody have maybe said something to police or mentioned something to police about the raid that happened on April 24th, a week before Jack and Lily came up gone? And if you listen to the story of the parents, one says they were with the baby, one says that they were sleeping. Mom up and left. She left. She is not talking to police. She is not talking to media, as far as we know. Stepdad is still at the house, still, quote unquote, fighting. What happened that Thursday night or that Wednesday night at that home? What happened? What happened to Jack and Lily? Were they collateral damage because mom or stepdad had a big mouth? Were they taken? Were they traded? Were they sold? What really happened at that party that night at their home? What are the chances that you have parents involved in drugs and they live 20 minutes away from a major drug operation?
Fighting for Lily and Jack.
It's a case that has really captured. Family only told CBC News police advised them not to speak to media.
I'm absolutely exhausted at this point after going through 6 days of virtual hell. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm just fighting for Lily and Jack.
It's a case that has really.
Now, let me share this with you. Oh, and not for nothing, but if you start going through Facebook and connecting names, there are a couple names that connect between the people involved in that drug bust and the people involved in his friends list. She completely deleted her Facebook page. Wonder why that is. Wonder why that is. She completely deleted her Facebook page. She up and left the property, and she is not speaking to media. No comment. Ask yourself why a mother would do that. Ask yourself why a mother would make up a fucking story about sleeping while her children were doing God knows what and then up and leave the property. No, the drug bust happened on April 24th, a week before they went missing. Ask yourself that. But stepdad is still at the house. Stepdad is still fighting. Stepdad is the one asking for polygraphs and drug tests. Stepdad is the one, I don't know. Something's not right here, guys. All right, let me pull this up because it's not the first time he mentions fighting for those children.
I'm out here still searching, still fighting to try to find them.
Still searching, still fighting. Fighting who? What happened at that house on Thursday night? What happened at that house the night of the party? The night the driveway was full of people. The night everybody was partying it up in that house. Doing God knows what. What happened to those children? Because they damn sure didn't walk out into those frickin' woods alone by themselves to just vanish and disappear. So I will say it again. Who is he fighting? Were they traded? Were they sold? Were they taken? or were they collateral damage because of something mom or stepdad said? What really, really happened to Jack and Lily Sullivan?
That's all I can do.
The message is still, if anyone knows anything.
If anybody knows anything, just come forward as soon as possible. 2 little kids are still out there. I want to find them. That's really all I can do. So, sir,
Okay, now let me move over here to this. Right. Exactly. Exactly, Bama. And Lisa, yeah. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. Now, let's listen to the mother again. No, keeping all the information in your head that you just heard. Let's listen and look at this mother again.
I'm just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing in the next room beside us.
See, when she starts out saying what happened was, that tells me this is a planned story. That tells me this is something that, so what happened was, right? And then you proceed to tell the story that you've come up with. So what happened was,
Staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing in the next room beside us. And I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time.
I just can't. It's not even a good, it's not even a good story. Like we were sleeping. I heard him in the next room. They were outside playing, but we didn't know they were outside playing. So why are you sitting there saying they were outside playing?
And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up, and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, "Do you hear the kids?" And he says, "No." And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both
I just had the instinct I needed to call. That,
really go-lucky children. They're so sweet.
it's too bad you didn't have the instinct not to have a fucking drug party in your house with your children.
They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware, someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm.
Isn't that a weird thing to say? They're probably soaked and, cold and soaked, but I'm hoping with the sun, they're feeling warm today. That isn't a very, very odd statement to make, in my opinion.
We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal, and they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school.
Wonder if that could have anything to do with their very dysfunctional home life.
and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't.
Now this part really does get me. She speaks about not having her children at home in bed and her not wanting to go through another night like that, but the lack of emotion is insane to me.
Didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
No. Nope. All right. So now, exactly. Hey, sweet sativa. All right. Hello, everybody coming in. Thank you guys for being here. Please hit that like button on your way in. Now, I want to go back to this again because this says a lot to me.
Meant 500 meters, and not feet, because that would align with the neighbor's house. Looking at a map of the area, this is the closest house. It is approximately 1-minute drive away, or a 6-minute walk away, which aligns to about 450 meters. I believe this is the neighbor that has spoken out of Facebook and shared the observations from a night or two before the children vanished. The post reads, "I have to wonder if they will ever be found, let alone if we'll ever know the truth of what happened to them. They live 500 feet away from me. I didn't even know kids lived there at all. I thought it was a drug house. There's always cars there, and it's so odd to me, but I can't remember clearly if it was Wednesday or Thursday. But there were so many cars there on that particular day that the driveway was full, and a car was even parked on the side of the main road. It was like 2 p.m.
Now I want you to think about how long their driveway is. That is a pretty long driveway. Do you know how many vehicles you could fit in that driveway? And then to have one even on the road because the driveway was so full. You know how many people would have had to have been in that freaking trailer that night? Either Wednesday or Thursday, the night that whatever happened. And I believe that's the night whatever happened to the children. Because again, they weren't in school Wednesday, they weren't in school Thursday. And there's reports that the grandmother was going to come there Friday to check on the kids, but yet Friday morning they were reported missing. And the stories don't add up. The stories don't make sense. The mom and stepdads do not match up. There are so many things here. The mom left the property. She is gone. Like, she left. She's not speaking with media. She, missed no comment. And the lack of emotion is insane to me. Now, I know that everybody wants to point the finger at the stepdad, and I can understand why. I'm sure he is part of this too. But the wording that he uses, like, I'd be interested to see what a statement analysis person would say about that, because just the fact that he has mentioned 3 times having to fight for the children, there's something up with that. There is something to that. I can feel it in my bones. So I go back to this. I have to wonder what happened at that house that night of the party. And it just happens to be 1 week after this major drug bust of heroin, pills, handguns, sawed-off shotguns, paraphernalia, and all of these things. This major drug bust that happened 20 minutes away with people that connect between the dad and the stepdad and the people involved. And mom altogether deleting her Facebook. Major crimes still being involved. No sign of the kids wandering away from the house. No sign of the kids in the woods. No sign that they ever entered the woods that day. No, nothing. So I will go back to my previous statement. Were they taken? Were they traded? Were they sold? or were they collateral damage from somebody saying something that they shouldn't have said?
At latest, I remember driving past, judging them, thinking how they were probably in there sharing a crack pipe or whatever, and then boom, Friday, this all comes out. Like I'm in distress over it. This observation from the neighbor is actually very important, and I hope they have taken this in.
And let's not forget that drug paraphernalia was found inside the residence. In my opinion, mom and stepdad had 3 days to come up with this story. Oh, well, let's say it happened Thursday. They had time to try to concoct this bullshit narrative that they are trying to push.
Information to the police. Online sleuths are now putting out other theories after hearing this information. Was it a drug party? Did the children get into the drugs and OD, leading to a cover-up? Did the stepfather and mother pass out, leaving the children unattended with strangers in the house who could have taken them? Did they wake up the next morning and realize the children were gone? Regarding drugs being found in the house, there is a lot of talk going around about that. Apparently the mother has been drug tested and removed from the house. To be fair, CPS strongly suggested that she take her baby and leave the home.
And that was a statement. That was a statement made by someone. Like, I don't know. I cannot find one article where that is included, that CPS made her leave the premises. We were told that she left the premises because of a fight. But I have not found one article or one thing that can verify that CPS told her to leave the house. And I don't know much about drugs, but I know marijuana stays in your system the longest. So makes you wonder.
Allegedly, drug paraphernalia was found in the property and in one vehicle. This person putting out this post said they cannot speak on who owned the vehicle or what was found, but they can
Yeah, see, this is the person that put this out, saying that the mother has already been drug tested and removed from the home. RCMP and Department of Community Services and Child Protective Services strongly recommended that she leave the dwelling. Drug paraphernalia was located inside the home along with one of the vehicles. I cannot speak on who owned the vehicle or what exactly was found, but I can confirm that drug paraphernalia was located at the residence. The mother and the baby were removed to a secure location away from this property. Now, this person is insinuating that the mother is innocent and has nothing to do with it. I don't buy that for 1 second, because what kind of mother is going to concoct this bullshit story and tell this story if she had nothing to do with it and absolutely thought that her boyfriend, husband, whatever he is, was guilty of doing something to the children? What kind of person is going to do that? You know?
confirm that drug paraphernalia was located at the residence.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Blue Bella. But I didn't want to. I didn't want to be, giving out misinformation because I wasn't sure. But Blue Bella says it only takes 72 hours for most drugs to be out of your system, so you can pass it. Yeah, that's what I thought. For real. Exactly. Who knows what kind of lunatics were at that party? Oh, and not for nothing. If you look at the picture of the mom, if you look at a picture of the mom and the stepdad from 2022 till now, they both look like they've been wrecked by drugs. Like, they look so different. I don't know. But what do you guys think? what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about this major drug bust happening 20 minutes away? What do you think about the connections? What do you think about the big party that happened there that night? I don't know. But my question remains, what happened? What really happened to Jack and Lily, and when did it happen? All right, I'm going to end this one here. Let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light, and I will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody. Please share.